Good afternoon, this is Mr. Bechtold. Today's lecture will be on how to create charts using Excel. Notice here that we have 7 different colors of candy, each bag indicating the number of colors that are contained in each bag. There's a column for average and a row for total. So for the column for average, I will go ahead and use a average function and select those cells and enter, and we find that that's 10, and then I'm just going to go ahead and fill that on down, and then I'm going to go ahead and create 2 decimal places and center it. Down here for totals, I'm going to go ahead and use the equal sum function. Select those cells and that, and I've got 54, and I'll pull that all the way over, and you can see that we have the same number of pieces in each bag, but obviously a different mixture of colors in each bag. To create a chart, I want you to note in your notes that you never use the total. In this case, what I'm going to go ahead and do is to create a chart with the total so that you can see what will happen in this video. Once I've selected the colors and the adjacent row, once again all I did was just, while I'm holding down on the left mouse, pulled it over, let go, and then I went insert. I'm going to use a pie chart for my bags of candy, and then there's my chart. Now you'll notice that there are 7 different colors, and there are the 7 different colors, and then this one would be the total. Once again, if I go to chart layout and I can find the different types of layouts, I'm going to select this layout, and it shows what would happen if I use the total. But in my example, I did not want to use the total. I just wanted to use that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and delete my chart. And now select the colors and bag 1, which is the adjacent data. Go to insert, select my pie, and then once again I'm going to select this first one for the chart layout. And there are my different pieces of pie. We all note that the red has 12 pieces, which contains 22% of the candy in that bag is red. The chart title I'm going to go ahead and select, and I'm just going to call this Candy Bag 1. Once I have changed my title, then I'm going to go ahead and select the chart itself by selecting the middle of it, and you'll see that there's handles around all the pieces of pie. Once I do that, I'm going to select just the piece of pie, and you'll notice there's handles around just that piece of pie. I do not want to select the labels. I want to go ahead once again, select the entire pie, select just the piece of pie, and then right click. I'm going to select data point, format data point. I'm going to go ahead and fill that data point. I'm going to move that over so we can see our chart. I'm going to go ahead and do a solid fill, and I'm going to turn that to the color orange. I'm going to go ahead and select the red. I'm going to do a fill. And the same thing, I am going to, let me close these, solid fill, and then we want that to be changed to red. Select my blue, fill, solid fill, we're going to turn that to the color blue. Select my green, fill, solid fill, we're going to change that to the color green. I have the color purple here. You'll notice that if we look at that solid color of purple, that's called a leader line, because obviously the word yellow and 7% will not fit in that piece of pie. So they put it outside the pie, and they have a leader line pointing towards the piece of pie. Actually, that wasn't supposed to be purple. It was supposed to be yellow. Select my purple piece, hit fill, solid fill. I'm going to change that to purple. Last but not least, select my brown piece, fill, solid, and change that to brown. And then I can close that. So now that I have my chart done, I no longer really need the labels telling what color each piece is. That is orange, that is red, that is blue. So what I'm going to do is select the labels, double click on the labels. Let me select them by there, double click them, and then I'm going to get rid of the category name. So there's the category name, and you'll notice now the 7% fits within the piece of pie. It did not when I had the category name, so I had a leader line. That's what it says, show leader lines. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to close that. Now this chart is done. So I'm going to go ahead and move the chart. Right now, if I do these object in, it will place that chart right on my spreadsheet. But I'm going to have it go to a new sheet. I'm going to rename my new sheet Candy Bag 1. And I'm going to go OK. And you'll notice down here it selected a new sheet called Candy Bag 1. Sheet 1 is really our data. So I'm going to double click on that and just change that to data. I'm going to go back to Candy 1 and I'm going to move that over here behind my data. You know, sheet 2 is a blank sheet, sheet 3 is a blank sheet. So now I have my data and my first chart I made of Candy Bag 1. I'm going to go back to my data. Now I want to select my colors. Once again, not using the total. And then while I hold down my Control key, select a non-adjacent column and going in the same direction. So now I have the colors, and that I do not need to include bag 2 in there because I know it's bag 2. Then I'm going to go up to Insert. I'm going to go ahead and select the pie. Our chart layout, I'm going to use that. I'm going to select the chart title, and I'm going to call that Candy Bag 2. I'm going to select the entire pie. Select just the orange color, right click, format data point, fill, solid, and I'm going to turn that to orange. I'm going to select just the red, fill, solid, I'm going to turn that to red. Select the blue, fill, solid, turn that to blue. Select just the green, fill, solid, turn that to green. My yellow piece this time is rather large, solid, turn that to yellow. My purple, fill, solid, turn that to purple. My brown, in this case, is my smallest, and I'm going to turn that to brown. And now I have selected, and I'm going to go ahead and close that. And there's my pie. Once again, double click on one of the labels, and I'm going to get rid of the category name. And now I have percentage, bag 2, close. Last but not least, I'm going to move that to a new sheet, and I'm going to call this Candy Bag 2. Select OK. And I'm going to take down here and select my Candy Bag 2 and move it behind my Bag 3. So now I have my data, Candy Bag 1, Candy Bag 2. And that is how to create charts using an Excel spreadsheet and then renaming the pieces, not renaming, but recoloring those so that, and you could rename them if you wanted to, but changing the colors to reflect the true identity of that piece of pie. I hope this has helped. Have a wonderful day.